Well, good afternoon and thank you for joining us for Channel 1 Lunchtime News with me, Richard Munga. Our sign language interpreter is Byron Aboli, and thank you very much for joining us as we, of course, strive you to bring comprehensive reports, of course, locally and also internationally. And if we can kindly get into that immediately, we'll be taking you to Murang'a County, where, of course, we've been expecting throughout the week. We've been talking about the coronation of Justin Muturi. That is the Speaker of the National Assembly. Justin Muturi is crowning as, of course, the political spokesman for the Mount Kenya region. Reporter is, of course, on the ground. And, well, Kyria, kindly, if you can hear me, can you kindly update us on what's happening at the moment? Of course, we had earlier reports that tight security indeed, was present at the venue, that is Mukuru Nyagadaga Shrine, of course, due to some resistance from MCAs starting yesterday. But kindly, John Kyria, kindly, if you can hear me, kindly tell us what's happening at the moment.
Well, good afternoon, Richard. We're coming to you live from Mukuru Nyagadaga Shrine in Murang'a County, where the coronation, or rather crowning, of National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi as the political spokesman of the Mount Kenya region is happening. And as it is right now, it's 2 hours later after the ceremony began. And what I can confirm to you is that right now, Speaker JB Muturi is the political spokesman of the Mount Kenya region. This despite, of course, the number of criticism, not just criticism, or what you would say, the number of disagreements that have emanated from this process, particularly coming from the Kikuyu Council of Elders. The elders are split right in the middle over, whether this ceremony should have happened and whether it is right. Because there are those that insist that President Uhuru Kenyatta is the de facto leader of the Mount Kenya region, and apart from that is a spokesman or the political spokesman of this region. But there are others who are saying that the president is about to exit, which of course is next year, and then the region needs somebody who can sit on the negotiating table on their behalf, and that mantle has been handed over to Speaker JB Muturi this afternoon. The ceremony began quite early. We understand Speaker JB Muturi was here by around 9 a.m., 8 a.m., and the ceremony quite began. And it's a ceremony of, great significance, Richard, bearing in mind that yesterday, Murang'a Governor Mwangi wa Iria had threatened to disrupt this event. We're still waiting. Well, it has not happened, but the security in this area can tell you that they're well armed to the tooth to ensure that there's maximum security for this particular event. JB Muturi, we are yet to set our eyes on him because once he came in, he was directed to the shrine where this private ceremony is taking place. It's quite a religious ceremony that doesn't have reporters really mingling around there or us taking photos. In fact, if you just face your camera towards that side, you face some bit of backlash to that end because it's a religious and quite it's a religious ritual that is quite significant. But what I can tell you is, from what you're seeing and the pictures you're seeing around, you can see quite a number of Kikuyu Council of Elders in this particular event, as well as representatives from the Njuri Ncheke, that is from the Meru community, and there's also representatives from the Nyangi Nderere, if I'm not wrong, which is the Council of Elders from the Embu community that have actually graced here. So in a bit, I'll be grabbing Professor Peter Kagwanja and another gentleman who we can continue speaking to, so that we get the significance of this particular event for us. Very quickly, we have an elder here. You can begin by telling us your name.
My name is Samuel Irogo Ngeve, Secretary General Murang'a Agikuyu Elders Association, based in Murang'a County, and one of the organizers of this event.
Tell us about the significance of this event, because it has been faced by a lot of criticism and divisions amongst the Kikuyu Council of Elders exactly on whether this event was supposed to happen.
We want to have one person, when we have an idea to develop, he can now negotiate for us or talk to other communities. A community in a country cannot live alone, eh?
There are critics who say President Uhuru Kenyatta is still in power, and the de facto leader and spokesman of the region. And there are those who think you're inheriting or disinheriting the president while he's still in power.
Our president is still in power, and he's still the president of this republic. And we found that the president cannot be the president of republic and still be the spokesman of mountain region. They will be saying that, why are you even talking on behalf of mountain region? You're supposed to talk on behalf of the whole country. So we find that we need somebody. Elders felt that we need somebody we can send even to the president. We can send even to other communities if we have things to discuss about.
Quite interesting. But quickly, as we wind up, because it was billed as a big ceremony for the coronation of Speaker J.B. Muturi, and I'm sure you are on the other end where we have not been allowed to access. Can you confirm to us right now that Speaker J.B. Muturi has already been installed as a spokesman?
He has already been installed as a spokesman of Mountain Region. It's just the final touches now, then they proceed to the dais.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very interesting. And we'll be waiting. Professor Peter Kagwanja, very quickly, if you can come, because this is one man who has been behind this entire ceremony. And Professor Peter Kagwanja, I'm sure you've heard the barrage of criticism that has come out of, having this ceremony happening today. Tell us about its significance.
Well, the ceremonies are silent events. These are not public events in the sense of it, because we are crowning a leader. Now, we were not looking for a politician. We know who good politicians would be, but we are looking for a leader of our region. And we found that not in the largest of the communities, which is the Kikuyu, not in the second largest, which are the Merus, not in the third largest, who are the Embus, but among the smallest community, the Bere. That's where we found our leader. We are supported by the Tharaka, we are by Meru, Kikuyu, na kila mtu. Here, we have leaders. I have welcomed, as the patron of Muranga elders, I have welcomed elders from Jorincheke. I have welcomed elders from Nyangindiriri, Waembu, Kiamakia Ngome, and Kiamakiama from Wagikuyu. Now, hawa Kiamakiama wametoka the 7 counties where the Kikuyus are. Kutoka Nyeri, Meru, kutoka Nyeri, Muranga, Kiambu, Kirinyaga, Nyandarua, Laikipia, Nakuru, na Kajiado wako hapa. Wengine wametoka mpaka coast, wengine wametoka northern Kenya. Sasa tuko hapa. Na tuko hapa ndio tuvalishe kiongozi wetu, tumkaribishe. Wakati tunahitaji kutuma mtu, tunatuma. Wakati tunahitaji kupewa mawaidha, tunapewa. Lakini Uhuru Kenyatta ni kiongozi wetu wa nchi, ni kiongozi ambaye anatumwa na kila Mkenya. Kama nchi hii itafikiria Muturi ndiye wanataka kutuma, sasa tutarudi hapa tutafute mwingine ambaye ataliplace Muturi, kwa sababu Muturi itakuwa kiongozi wa nchi. Kwa hivyo hakuna conflict ya interest, hakuna conflict ya uchaguzi. Ni kumaanisha watu wa Mlima Kenya wamechagua mtu ambaye ataongea kwa niaba yao, ambaye atawapea mawaidha, ambaye ataongea na watu wengine wa nchi, ndio tujenge nchi ambayo iko united, ambayo iko prosperous. Hiyo ndio mwongozo wetu.
Professor, you make it sound so simple, but then you see the divisions that have emanated from this process, including the Kikuyu Council of Elders and other leaders, including the governor for Muranga County, the governor for Kirinyaga, are actually criticizing the ceremony that is happening here today.
Kama unaona kila mtu ametulia, hakuna. Wewe umekuwa hapa siku mzima, umeona mwairia wapi? Umeona nini wapi? Tuko na hao watu nimetaja, wote wako hapa, na tuko na amani ambayo hatujapata. Tuko na umoja. Na kama uko ile political business kama elder, shauri yako. Sisi tuko serious business ya kutafuta kiongozi. Hatuko kwa mambo ya siasa. Yeah. Na tushampata. Na kwanza sisi kama mimi siwezi kuingia kule yako, kwa sababu si kujitakaza. Sasa yeye tulimtakaza siku 10, ako safi. Na ako na wazee wanaitwa maturanguru. Wale wazee wa Kikuyu wamemaliza mambo yao ya kuzaa, kufanya nini, sherehe, raha hizo zote wamemaliza. Ile mbakia ni kutumikia watu wa Mlima Kenya. Wao ndio wako na Muturi huko.
Thank you very much. Of course, you've had what we're waiting for now is the grand entry of Speaker J.B. Muturi into this tent. Of course, because he has been coronated as this political spokesman of the Mount Kenya region. Back to you, Richard Monga. Of course, we'll have a detailed coverage of his story at our 7 p.m. or in our 7 p.m. bulletin and our 9 p.m. bulletin. But for now, back to you, Broadcasting House.